Ah, the light is on. Here I am. Hello. It's Jeffrey, the shape of light. Don't you like my new name? It's very mysterious. I'm switching over from ripe color into another website that'll host readings, etc. It's called The Shape of Light. It's all below. Okay. So this is for the eclipse and equinox. I'm just combining them. It's the 21st, 22nd. So it's a new energy coming in, as we all know. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use the big card. I have like literally big cards. It's the major arcana in a larger deck, and then this in the smaller deck. So this is going to be the overall energy, and that's going to be the details. But that has all the majors in it as well because it's a full deck. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the collective at 111. Perfect. And I started this at 111. Perfect. All right. So let's see what's going on for the collective in the next 6 months, because that's what this is about. All right. Transformation. Big time transformation. The death card gets a really bad rap. The death card is a really good card. It's like something has to die so something else can live. And the thing that died will feed the soil. Okay? Because there's a new light rising. It's very hard to do it backwards and forwards. There's a new dawn coming. Okay, so the death card is good. And then this is for the collective. Is this the right deck? The smaller deck. And then, yes, I'm switching over because it costs me a lot of money every month. And in all honesty, it can't even do what I want it to do. I made a whole app that I want you to attach to the site, and it's impossible. So it's like, you know what? I'm paying all this money, and it can't even do everything I want it to do. Oh, if you pay extra. I don't want to pay extra. All right. I hope everyone is well. Welcome from Mexico City. I'm really grateful to be living here. I'm really grateful. Okay. 1, this is for the collective. 3. I'm just going to throw all 6. Okay. Interesting. The feeling I'm getting before, I mean, I didn't say it, but because it's in Pisces, this is an emotional shift, like a feeling shift. It's Pisces, and Pisces, it's the Pisces Virgo axis, right? So it's really, Pisces and Virgo is a really interesting axis because Pisces is deeply spiritual, deeply psychic, really lives in both realms. And Virgo is really about getting things in order and about service to the self, service to others, and using the intellect to get there. So it feels like it's this balance of your heart and your head, honestly. Okay. That being said, so the transformation for the collective, let's go. It starts here, it ends here. Um, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is really Mother Earth, and it's really this element. The way I get the Queen of Pentacles is this energy of deep self care, of being really practical, of really using your mind, of taking care of yourself physically, and then through that taking care of others. Okay, and then we walk into the King of Cups. You can see everything, can't you? I'm going to do this because sometimes it cuts it off. The King of Cups, who is very loving, very kind, listens with his heart. Okay, so we have the earth and the water element here. a remembrance, you know, okay, this is really the past. Like, a lot of times this is a past emotional relationship, right? So I feel like there's a transformation going on here, and maybe the way you see it, or like revitalizing something um, emotional that was really nurturing and kind. And, you know, I'm always backwards and forwards. It's so confusing. Nurturing that and beginning anew and walking away, sometimes this is, sometimes I really see this one as a truce. So it's like I used to think maybe the way that I used to think in the past, but I don't any longer. And I really don't want to fight about it. I just want to, be in the flow and be in the abundance and be in the kindness and the generosity and the creativity. It feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like you're going to resurrect an old, whoops, either resurrect an old relationship that you haven't maybe spoken to somebody in a really long time, or somebody that you're still involved with that you know for a long time, and it's going to morph and change and become more loving, more fertile, more fertile. And I think the key to it is to like not get into, let's say you have a friend and there's one area or two areas that you really completely disagree on. You completely see it from different angles, from different places. And it's like, I'm not even going to go there with them. And maybe I'll even set up a boundary with them and say, listen, we get along great, except for in this area. So let's like not even go there. Because you'll get upset, I'll get upset, we'll both get upset, we'll destroy a good thing that we have. What are we doing? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Not a bad thing. All right. So that was for the collective. And now I'm going to begin with Virgo. And because it's Virgo season, and the eclipse is in Virgo. So let's do that. All right. Lots of shuffling. And if you chime in, remind me to write down the times because sometimes I forget. And my phone is on vibrate. So we're in a good place. Okay, the collective was 111. And we're going to begin with Virgo. And that is at, let's see, let's say 814. 814, Virgo. Okay, Virgo. So the overall energy for you for the next 6 months is also death. I shuffled. I mean, I mixed them up. You can't shuffle this small amount of cards, which is transformation. The death card can actually be described as a butterfly or as a phoenix. You know, hi, how are you? Well, I did the collective. I'm beginning with Virgo. I'm going to go through all the signs. So we're in Virgo. The overall energy for the next 6 months is death, which is transformation, transmutation. Actually, a good card, even though it gets a bad rap. And let's see what's going on for Virgo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we go. Okay, Virgo, you're looking at a new thing. You're looking forward to the future. The past was fertile and good, but you're looking forward to the things that are coming in. You feel it inside of you. Your intuition is leading you there. There's been some disappointment in the past, but sometimes disappointment is a catalyst toward, a new light. toward a new light. And your instinct is really, really strong. Because I mean, this is the great empath of the deck. And this is really about following your dreams, following your intuitive understanding. And this, a lot of times, this is like a blessing from the stars, a blessing from above. Now, you're getting, it's really, this is the time, this next 6 months, to let go of the disappointment and realize what you do have. Because the heartache really led to a revelation. And I have two threes here, and threes are about creativity. So, you know, I think when you watch a lot of things, it's like, well, this person is my friend, or this person is my partner, or this person is and it's going to last forever and ever and ever and ever. It just doesn't work like that. Sometimes we both serve our purposes. I taught you something, you taught me something. I showed you something about yourself, you showed me something about myself, and we're done. And maybe it's disappointing. Maybe you feel heartbroken. Okay, have that feeling, but move forward. But move forward. And a lot of times when I think of people in the past that I haven't seen in a long time, maybe even not a major player in my life, I think of them and I just send them kindness and love. It's like, well, we had a good time together. You know, we had a couple of laughs, you know. And so I think of them and I bless them. I hope they're doing well. I hope, because some people I think about, from 20 or 30 years ago, even though I'm only 29. All right, that was Virgo. I hope you're doing well today. I hope the weather is lovely where you are. They're expecting rain in the afternoon here, and usually we don't get it until about, I don't know, 5-ish. But I mean, according to the weather report, but half the time, sometimes you look at this thing and it says 100% chance of rain, and then it doesn't rain. And then some other times it says only 14%. You don't take the umbrella, and it's like, uh-oh. All right. So that was Virgo. So we're moving into Libra. And it being, well, and happy birthday, Virgo. I know I'm late. Um, and then happy birthday, early Libra, because we're beginning Libra on the 22nd, I guess. Okay, so Libra is at 12:45. Hi, Libra. This is your reading for the next 6 months, the equinox and the eclipse. Let's see what the big energy is. The big energy is beautiful, Temperance. Temperance is a really interesting card. Well, first of all, for me, Temperance is Raphael, Angel of Healing. Temperance is really the alchemist. Temperance is really about um, rebalancing things, putting things in a new order, using the past, whether it was good or bad or a combination of the two. And, it's almost like I have the past, I have the understanding, and I'm going to boil it down to what its essence. And then I'm bringing in a new element and I'm going to combine them because I don't want to um, like not pay attention to what happened. I want to utilize it. I want to make it into something magical, into something that could heal me. Hi, Jen. I just did Virgo. I'm up to Libra because I started with Virgo and now. All right. Let's do Libra. I'm going to try to keep this to an hour, but you never know. Okay, Libra. This is for the next 6 months. Your overall energy is Temperance, Angel of Healing. Here we go. So what are you rebalancing? I think you're rebalancing your, okay. I think you're rebalancing your understanding, your emotional understanding of the past in a really practical way. And you're realizing what you have to let go of, and you're willingly letting go of it to see things in a more spiritual light so that you can grab hold of your passion and your creativity because you feel like it feels like there's been something stuck and you need to like move through it. And intuitively, you know what it is. Intuitively, you know what it is. But you're going to get really practical with it. You're going to look at the past through the lens of love, realize what it is that it is in your own best interest to let go of so that you can grab hold of your creativity and your passion and follow your instinct in a more, I don't know, in a fuller way, in a more productive way, in a more healing way, in a more loving way. That's a nice reading. Hi, cat lady. Um, so the overall, oh, okay, don't worry. Thank you, Jen. Scorpio is a coming next. You know, the thing is, I spoke about this in the early part of the video. So what we're on is the Pisces Virgo axis, which is a really fascinating one because you know Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Virgo is really about using one's mind, organizing things for the best, for the easiest and uh, the easiest flow of things, right? In service. And Pisces is, did I just do that? I didn't just do that, did I? Oh, there they are. Pisces is really about, you know, allowing your dreams and your emotion and your intuition to take the lead. So when you combine the two of those things, that's really about the union of heart and head, right? So it's like I'm doing this because I feel like this is the right thing to do, but I'm going to use my head in order to make it so, in order to make it happen. So that's the energy of the next 6 months. So it feels like maybe there are relationships, past relationships, people could be living or dead, you know, because sometimes it's like I have to make amends to you, even though I didn't get a chance to talk to you before you passed on. Um, so I think that's what's going on. It's about making peace with yourself. I think it's, you know what it feels like? It feels like it's about making peace with your own demons concerning the past, maybe concerning relationships. That's what it feels like. All right, now we're up to Scorpio. Scorpio is at 1830. Hi, Scorpio. This is your reading for the next 6 months. Mago, the Magician, really powerful card, super powerful. Okay, the Magician is about, it's a one, it's about beginning. The Magician is really about honoring and utilizing all of the gifts at your disposal, which fall into every category. First of all, you understand your eternity. And if you look on the table, I can't do this, it's backwards. All the four elements are here. It's the only card where all the four elements show up. And this is about a new beginning and gathering your assets and your strengths and your capabilities and your talent and manifesting what it is you want to manifest. Really good, Scorpio. Shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. Okay. Okay, what are you going to manifest? Well, you're going to manifest something that will be really established, something that's going to be sort of unshakable. Again, in touch with the third eye. It's like I'm going to allow the higher realms. This is as above, so below. I'm going to go into a state of communing with spirit and allow that energy to come through so that I could be happy and emotionally satisfied. I'm breaking out of my mental bondage, and I'm going to be loving and practical and self loving. And it's through that energy of taking care of oneself, first and foremost, with the help of spirit, that all these new ideas are going to come. And then then things are going to be offered, and I can make a decision. I'm going to throw another card here. Yeah, I'm going to be really clear. So if something is offered that's not to like exactly what I want, or not to my liking, or there's a string attached, I'm not going to utilize it. I'm going to be very clear about my vision and about where I want to go. And, very, very clear about the end game, because I'm the magician and spirit is with me. My own light is here. My practicality is here. My heart is with me. All these fantastic ideas are coming. I have two eights, and eights are about abundance and awareness. So, just because something is offered doesn't mean I'm going to take it. I'm going to be really clear about, what's offered, whether it's to my benefit to grab it or not. Very interesting. Okay, that was Scorpio. Next, we move into Sagittarius. Now, this is for the eclipse and the equinox. So I throw a big card for the overall energy, and then I use the smaller cards for the details. Hi. All right. I wanted to go to the park today, but then it was really clouded this morning, and I was like, I think it's going to rain, and I think it will, but I don't know what time. And I was like, I didn't want to be in the middle of the park and for it to start pouring on me. So I was like, do the video today because it's been in my mind. All right. Sagittarius. I'm going to write down the time. It says shuffle more, so it's really hard to shuffle like 20 cards. Ah, the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant is about establishment. The Hierophant is about ritual. The Hierophant represents kind of everything with columns. I don't know how else to say it. Academia, the government, religion, uh, um, corporations, um, like that. But the Hierophant has a spiritual aspect to it. The Hierophant it's basically the Pope. And so it's the hierarchy of heaven coming down on earth. So it's this energy of this is how things are organized in a spiritual manner. Okay, Sagittarius. Shuffle, shuffle. You know how they have people in Vegas supposedly that they count cards? It's like, how the hell do they do that? You need a mind that's like amazing in there. Okay, 1, 2. I don't know why that came up. 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay, Sagittarius. This is really interesting. Okay. I think this is what it feels like. What you've established in the past is a sense of inside, of not belonging, of being outside, of not being able to partake. I think that's like an energy that you've been holding, or I don't know, flirting with and have for a long time, and you're ready to move on. This could even be sometimes like a really unhealthy relationship, either with yourself or with others, where you don't feel like you're getting your just due, so to speak, and you're ready to move forward into a sense of balance, into a sense of fairness, into a sense of calmness. And I think once you make that decision to move forward and to walk away from the past, even though there might have been things about it that were really good, so it's like sometimes it's like, okay, well, I have a job and it pays me money, but it's really like I never get a raise. I never get, that would be an example. I never get a raise, or I'm in an emotional thing with somebody or with a whole group of people, and it served its purpose, but I need more. So I'm moving into a place that's more balanced, so that I can meet the people who are on the same page as me. I can meet the people who give me as much as I give them, and it's a rebalance because I've changed my thinking and I can't go back. Now that I see it for what it is, and now that I've made a decision and that spirit is guiding me toward what I need to let go of, that sometimes you need to let go of a bad thing. It's easier to get a job, let's say. I know it's easier to get a job when you have a job, but sometimes it's like it's really clear that the job you're in is like, this is going nowhere, and I feel like I need to quit even before I find another job. It's like that energy. It's like I need to walk away from this place, this headset of not being included. And it's only through that I can bring balance into my life. And it's only through that I can invite in the right people, the right energy, the more loving, the kinder, the more balanced. I need to let go of my old way, because sometimes it's like, well, I'm hanging on to this job, even though they abuse me, even though they say they're going to give me a raise and they don't, even though, like, because I'm living in fear, and it feels like there's this kick in the pants to say, no, no, it's time for you to move forward and to, let go of the old way of thinking and receive the blessings. That's what it feels like. Now, of course, I didn't write down the time for Sagittarius because that's the way it goes. So I have to rewatch the video. Okay, so that's what I got for Sagittarius. Okay, next is Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. All right, I'm doing it right now because otherwise I forget. Let's do 2930. Hi Capricorn, this is Jeffrey, this is Red Color. This is a combo reading for the eclipse and equinox, so this is a reading for the next 6 months. So the overall energy for Capricorn is the Hangman. The Hangman is a very spiritual card. The Hanged Man is really about sitting still, looking at things from a different angle, pausing to reflect. And it's through that stop and reflection that one realizes these are the habits or the ideas or the people or the situations that I need to let go of for my highest good. And I willingly let them go so that I can allow more of my light to guide me. I sacrifice myself to my light. It's quite the card. Okay, Capricorn. So, what are you going to give up so that you can be more aligned with your own spirit, with your own light, with your own guidance? That is the question. And here we go. Oh, they all fit good. Well, first of all, it's really about following your dreams, following something that seems maybe impossible, that seems unattainable. But you're on the road of mystery, and it's in that and during that process and that road that you realize what doesn't work and what you can't revive. An old way of thinking that doesn't make any sense anymore. And once you have that revelation, that's when the opportunities begin to reveal themselves. And there's a balancing in the physical world. There's a lot of like physical energy here, like the beginning of a new physical action that you take or project that you take on. And you're going to be super practical about it, and you're not going to. You're Capricorn, so you're kind of good with this. You're not going to like overdo. Like let's say, let's say you have this dream of going to school, right? And you want to let go of, oh, I can't do it, right? Like maybe you've tried in the past, and here's the opportunity, and it's like somehow the money comes in, but you don't overdo it. Like let's say you have an opportunity to go to school, and there's one, like the best school in the country is $100,000. And then like the community college where you can get started is like $1,000. No. So I think you're going to do that. And it's like, get your feet wet. Like, what's interesting to me about this? How can I, right? Not like say, well, I'm going to sell the house and I'm moving to another city that I've never been to before. And like, no. You're going to be really, your head's going to be on straight because you're following your inner guidance. I mean, there's a lot of energy here of not just in the physical world, but this is a really like allowing your own light to guide you and your intuition and to really dig deep. This is a scholar. To really dig deep, it does feel like school actually. To and school could be, starting to work part-time at a place that in something you're interested in. That could also be school. It doesn't always have to be like, I need to get books, I need to get a knapsack. It doesn't always mean that. Okay, there you go. There you go. Sun says, there you go. I don't know if you're a Capricorn rising, but so I'm in a place in my life right now where I got some money and I have some money, so I've been able to buy some things that I really needed and wanted. And I'm going to be collecting Social Security starting in December. And so that's enough to live on. Thank God. I live in Mexico. It's a different animal. If it was in the States, I'd be, scavenging. But so I'm at this place. It's like, well, what should I do? And even though it's really hard, I go to the park and I sit and I listen and maybe I write and I ask. And nothing has become truly clear yet. And I know that it'll become clear as it becomes clear. And then from there, I'll move. But right now, I'm in a holding pattern, and I have been for a few weeks, which is really uncomfortable for me. Really uncomfortable. And I'm just open. I'm just allowing. Just allowing. We'll see what happens. That's where I'm at. All right. That was Capricorn. Next is Aquarius. Yes, it's a miracle. It's a miracle, and I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful because it's been a struggle for quite a while. All right. Aquarius is at 36. Let's just make it 36. It's easier. Hi, Aquarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the next 6 months concerning the equinox and the eclipse that will be. The eclipse is going to be on the 21st. Okay, Aquarius. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are about to change. Very interesting. Very interesting. The like the little hint in the Wheel of Fortune is and interestingly, when this shows up for a fixed sign, you're in the card because okay, these are obvious because the bull and the lion are Taurus and Leo. Actually, this is a Phoenix and it's Scorpio, and the moment the book is Aquarius. So I always feel like it's double duty when it comes for a fixed sign. And the thing is about the Wheel of Fortune is like be in the center. This is like a centrifugal thing. It's like one of those rides. So if you're in your own center, then you won't fly off the handle. Like be in your own center. So while this change is revealing itself. Okay, Aquarius. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want a more in-depth reading, personal, all the information is below. And I am in the process, as of now, of switching my website to the shape of light so that I pay less money. All right, Aquarius. Yeah, you're looking toward a new thing because you're done with carrying the burden. You've gathered all you can gather. You're looking at new opportunities, and you know they're coming. You feel them coming, and it could be something you've never tried before. Maybe something that really like your heart is really excited about, and you feel like this is where your wishes can be fulfilled. And here you are trying to make a decision. And I know you're Aquarius and you're really guided by mind. I mean, there's a lot of choices to be made here. There's a lot of choices to be made here. And, this one is like the decision between the heart and the head, right? And this is truly the eclipse card, right? So if I sit long enough, I have to trust something other than what I see. I have to trust my feeling and my hearing. And here, it's like to go on an adventure. Both of these are like, I'm going on an adventure. Maybe I'm going to a new place. Maybe, see, the past was fertile, but it was limited, you see? It was limited. It could only grow against the wall, you see? But here, it could become anything. So it feels like it's time to take a chance. And take a chance based in your heart and in your feelings, which might be a little uncomfortable. But, I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, well, I really want to do this, but I'm really scared and I'm really blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but if you don't take a chance, even if it doesn't work, if you don't take a chance, you'll never know. Like, life's about taking chances. Life's about taking chances. It just is. That's what makes it dynamic and interesting. Oh, I'm just going to stay in the same thing. I eat the same thing every day. I'm just going to talk to the same people that I talk to every day, and I'm just going to go to the same supermarket all the time. And it's good to shake it up. You know, that's where spirit is. That's where opportunities are. Okay, that was Aquarius. Next is Pisces. That means we're halfway through. All right. Hi, Pisces. Let's write down the time 41:03. Okay. Hi, Pisces. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. This is the reading for the eclipse and the equinox. So this is like a 6-month reading, basically. Whoops. 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 So I throw a big card for the overall energy, and then I throw smaller cards for like more details. Okay, Pisces, let's see what's going on. The Hanged Man. Okay. The Hanged Man is a willing self-sacrifice. So what does that mean? You know what the difference is with this one? So let's say you want to go on a diet. And maybe you're going on a diet to because you're going on vacation or you're going to somewhere fancy and you want to look really good. And you're eating like these rice cakes and you're like, this is disgusting. I hate this. Okay. That would be like a sacrifice, but there's like a limit to it. This willing self-sacrifice is different. It's more like I've decided to change my eating habits for my health, and I'm eating these rice cakes or whatever it is. I'm just giving an example. And I'm learning to love them because I'm learning to love myself. That's what the Hangman's about. I'm going to sit and look at this really carefully and look at what it is I need to release in order to live more in line with my spirit, with what spirit wants from me, with what my light is leading me toward. That's what the Hangman is about. I did take a chance to move to Mexico, and it was the best thing I ever did. It was really one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life, in all honesty. And there are challenges, and there are still challenges, but I'm so much happier. I'm so much calmer. It's so much easier to live here. It's completely different. I mean, it's really inefficient in a lot of ways. Really inefficient. I'm still having a language thing going on, but it's so much less expensive, and I have sunshine every freaking day. You get used to that real quick. Don't you miss the snow? No. Thank you, Jen. My soul wanted to be in Mexico. Simple as that. All right, Pisces. Okay, you're giving something up. Okay, but you really got a lot of energy. Look at this. Look at this. Movement, 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 movement. Look at that. I have 3 horses. Horses are about freedom. Okay, you know what it is that you have to give up because you're a Pisces. You've got a strategy. You know where you're loved and supported. You know where you're loved and supported. And so you're ending a complete cycle and you're taking what you need from it and running with it, and you're leaving the rest behind. Your loving mother empath is here to guide you. And once you make that decision, you're going to run with it. But this is like, it's interesting because this is really like a card of like non-movement, right? Like really looking at it carefully, sitting in meditation for like days, maybe. And then once it gets clear, I'm letting go of the past. I'm moving with it. I have a strategy. I'm moving with my thoughts, with my passion. I'm taking what I need. I'm leaving the rest. My my empathic self is leading me in love, and I'm letting go of the past. Wow. That was a wow. All right. Well, I mean, like I said earlier, this whole thing is on the Virgo Pisces axis. So, you know, there's a lot going on there. That was a very clear reading. All right. Now we begin the zodiac. Aries. All right. Let's write down the time because I don't want to have to go back twice. Let's make it 46. Hi, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the next 6 months because this is basically the Equinox, Eclipse, Equinox reading. And the overall energy is change. Like, what's coming in the next 6 months? What do I need to, well, what are the energies that'll be easiest to work with? Let's put it that way. The Emperor. This is you. This was my card of the day. And when I pull the Emperor, so I pull a card for myself every day. And when I pull the Emperor, it's like you're in charge. like, like that's the little, you're in charge. You're the Emperor. You're the Emperor. So it's about owning your power. Owning your power of the I am. I'm the Emperor. What I say goes. Boom. Okay. Nice beginning. And I know Mars is going to move into Scorpio on the 22nd. And, Mars rules Aries as well as Scorpio. So I saw that on some astrology thing I was watching. I wish I understood astrology much better. I think it takes a really long time. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. There's this element of clarity in this reading. Yes, they do come in dreams and songs. And you know how sometimes messages used to come to me? A truck, like a delivery truck, going by like they have fish, or whatever, you know, or whatever it was, and it was like, or a sign that I would see, or like a T-shirt that somebody's wearing. Got to pay attention, and see what does it feel like. Like that's the key. It's like, oh, that's interesting. It's like, what does it feel like? All right, this is Aries. Okay, you're in charge. The past has fed you, and you're going to be able to use that energy and use that feeling to move forward with a deliberate action to execute your goal. Use your intuition and move forward into the future. The past is the past. There's this letting go of the past here. You're moving forward into the future, and you're ready to act and ready to receive new messages. But there's this energy very much of the past fed me and the past informed me, but now it's time to take that experience and move forward with my intuition, with my dreams, like you just said, Sunsis. And because this one, I always feel with her, she cried her tears. The past is the past. She's not concerned with the past. It informed her, and it gave her a vision toward the future. And this one is definitely moving toward the future, toward executing his plan. And, you've got the magic of the salamander and the magic of the fire of the instinct to guide you. But, you're going to use your mind as well. It feels like this lesson or this experience has like really informed your decision and really fed you. And you're going to be able to utilize that. It's almost like money in the bank. It's like emotional money in the bank. That's what it feels like. That's a nice reading. Hi, Seascape. I'm glad all of you are here. I'm really grateful. I love when people show up because otherwise, you talk to the camera and I make faces and no one sees them. All right. That was Aries. So, Seascape and everyone, I started with the collective. I'm going to have timestamps. I started with the collective, and then I started with Virgo, and we're all the way up to Taurus now. So we have 1, 2, 3, and like 4 or 5 left. All right. So this is for the eclipse equinox, because, both eclipses and equinoxes are really like a 6-month deal. So there you go. And I offer readings, and I'm slowly switching out of ripe color. That's why it's called the shape of light. Which I think is a really cool name, and I like it because it's sort of mysterious. Like, what the hell does that mean? It's like, I don't know. Like next month it'll mean something, and 2 months it'll mean something else. I don't know. And I'm switching my website, and it's not so easy. I wanted to send because like the website I have now, I pay a lot of money for, and like they have like, oh, it's free email, but I want to send a link to the new one. They won't let me. Like, great, because I'm trying to switch my email. I'm trying to like reduce my expenses is what I'm trying to do. Anyway, it's a little more complicated. And I was like, just make the video. Just make the freaking video. All right. And wait for the rain. And I went out and bought food before the rain. Because let me tell you, when it rains here, it could really, like the raindrops are this big. We get hail all the time and tons of lightning. It's very exciting. But it's like, this is not the time to go out because sometimes after 2 blocks, like your leather shoes are sopping wet. It went through the leather into your socks. It's like it really comes down. It's tropics. All right, Taurus. So much for the hour. Let's make Taurus 5315. Okay. Hi, Taurus. This is your reading for the next 6 months. Equinox, eclipse, overall energy, the star. Very nice. Very nice. The star is really one of the real beneficial cards in the deck. The star is a new hope, a new inspiration, a new reflection. I always feel like the star is like blessings from above. It's like your guides and angels are showing you a new way, and you see it, and it reflects back to you, and you're able to utilize it. The other thing about this star on a really profound spiritual level is that, first of all, she's naked. So that means that she's completely open, right? There's no boundary between her and heaven. So she receives all this light and all this spiritual information, right? And she utilizes her intuition with this because the pool of water is the intuition. But the other thing is she grounds it into the earth. She makes it so. She's able to like utilize the information and really like say, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And also it's Taurus, and Taurus is really very much like that. It's a fixed sign. So, and this is the card of Aquarius. So it's this energy of like, I'm going to make this so on the physical plane. Gotten this spiritual information. I got this new inspiration. I got this divine calling, as it were, and I'm going to make it so on this plane. It's a powerful card. All right, and let's shuffle away and see what's up. Yeah, 3 5s. Big deal. 5s are about change. 5s are about, and you know, change could be a very subtle thing. Change could be a very subtle thing. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine was visiting, and and we went to go to his apartment because he's getting a new roommate. It's a long story because he still has an apartment here. And then one of his former roommates, who I actually rented the apartment to, was there. And then my friend invited him, and part of me was like, I don't really want to be with this guy. And, you know, and I could see myself, you know, like wanting to act out and wanting to say something awfully, you know, like passive aggressive bullshit, you know, because I didn't get what I wanted. Right. And I saw myself going down there, this perspective. Like my perspective could have been like, do the same old thing we always do and be a not nice person, hard not to curse, um, or see what happens. See what happens. And, you know, it ended up, you know, it wasn't ideal, but it's like, okay, this is a good opportunity to listen to Spanish spoken. This is an opportunity to be kind. This is an opportunity to be patient. And so I took it as that. And so I took it as that. You know, it's all about like, how am I, it could be the same situation. How am I looking at it? How am I looking at it? All right. So that's just one thing I have to say about 5s in general. All right. So here you have a new opportunity. Now the 3 5s that I have, 1, 2, 3, um, maybe it's an opportunity to change your creative process or your passion towards something that's more healing, more abundant, more fertile, has more flow. Because sometimes we hang on to something. I want to do this. I'm sorry. We hang on to something so tightly, and it's like, maybe this thing that I'm hanging on to so tightly, this passion, this understanding, this belief isn't really working anymore. Maybe there's like all this new stuff coming through that is new, and like I can see it through the lens of my heart that has more flow, more creativity, more abundance. Maybe that's the change. That could be more foundational, that I can really establish. There's been disappointment in the past, and maybe I felt really left out in the cold. So how do I change that? How do I change that? Do I have to change my feeling? Do I have to change my physical environment? Do I have to change where I'm putting my creativity so that I could be more aligned with the messages that I'm receiving that are toward abundance and foundation, even though they're new, even though I feel maybe a bit of a fool. Maybe it's time to let go and begin a new journey. It feels like it's time to let go and begin a new journey. You know, sometimes we hold on to something. That's the way I really understand the world sometimes, because the world is the last card. So the world is really about the completion of something that is perfect as it is. And sometimes I think, like, it's so easy to go back to what I used to do. It's so easy to go back to the way I used to think, the people I used to hang around with. It's so easy to go back to the dirty diaper, right? or to go back to, I don't know, the old job. It's like, no, you're just going to find more of the same there. It feels like there's a real change going on. And in a lot of ways, emotionally, physically, and in terms of your instinct. So this is a big change. But the Empress and the Star are here. And the Empress is all about fertility. The Empress is all about growth. The Empress is all about pregnancy. She's all about giving birth to something new. That's what the Empress is really about. And she's all about the flow of it. She's all about letting things grow and letting other things die. She's really about that. She's, basically the combination of Mother Earth and Venus. And it's like, does it feel good? If it doesn't feel good, then, I'm not going to pay attention to it. I want the things that are fertile. I want the things that are growing. I want the things that'll bring flowers, right? And if you have a new vision of that, then, you might have to change where you're at in order to allow that to manifest. Okay. Big changes, though. 3 5s, big, big, big changes in all areas. So, and I know, for the fixed signs, change can be a little uncomfortable. But I didn't get the Tower, did I? I didn't get this, like, this is an opportunity to change your perspective that's soft. Keep that in mind. All right, that was Taurus. Next is Gemini. Away we go. Okay, Gemini. Hello, hello, hello. Well, Gemini, this is your reading for the next 6 months. And I know, because it's affecting my chart, that is it Uranus? I think Uranus just came into your sign. So if you're an early Gemini, expect a big shift. Uranus is about electricity. Zzz. All right. Here's your reading for the next 6 months. Magician. Time to manifest, Gemini. Whoops. What is it that you want to manifest? What, you have everything you need. I mean, that's the thing about, and also the Magician is really about starting something new. Magician is the leader, not the follower. Not the follower, the leader. Oh, let me write down the time. Let's make it 1:03. Okay, Gemini. So, what is it you're going to manifest? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, first, Himini. I know. First, there's a rebalancing that has to go on. You've been through some rough stuff, but you know what? You've managed to keep everything afloat. And here's the new for your fertility, new creativity. That you're rebalancing. You're rebalancing old things to make them into something new. That's healing. And part of you says, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it." Yes, you can. You just have to be practical about it. If you're practical about it, you're going to be able to receive the healing and the nourishment and the intuition that you need in order to heal yourself. In order to heal, I'm going to throw one more card for you. Look at that, beautiful. Look at this. Beautiful. You know, your intuition is leading you. You could be super intuitive. You know how it is to heal, and you're going to bring something new in, so you could rebalance yourself and receive the blessing. You know, maybe you tell yourself you can't do it. Da, 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 da. It's kind of like, yeah, sometimes you see these guys or these people on YouTube, and they're like really truly obese, you know, and then they start on TikTok or I don't know Instagram, and they start lifting weights, and everyone's like, oh, you know, this, and then Graham, and they start lifting weights, and everyone's like, oh, you know, this, and then you know what? 6 months later, they've transformed themselves. So it's like if I keep on telling myself it's not going to work, I can't do it, you know, no, 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 no. Well, that's what I'm going to get. You have to break, you know, if you break three of that, you have the opportunity to break three of them. You have the opportunity. The angel's here with you. You have all the tools you need. You know, heaven is on your side. So there's this energy of I can break free of this burden. I can break free of um, my own mental bondage. You know, it's the practical thing to do. It's a nice reading, actually. It's a reading that takes work. You know, it's a reading that takes work. Okay. You know, you want to climb the top of the mountain, it takes time. All right. That was Gemini. Next is Cancer. All right, Cancer. Oh, let's write that in time. 106:30, let's say. All right. Hi, Cancer. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. This is your reading for the next 6 months. Equinox and Eclipse. And, yeah, I'm not in the marketing mood. Some people are all the time. I'm just not. Oh, look. Oh, that's exciting. I love the Fool. Okay, the Fool is a new journey, a new beginning. He's hopeful, but he's not, he doesn't have expectations. It's kind of a real healthy. The thing about the Fool is like anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm going to a place I've never gone before. I'm kind of excited. I'm willing to do it. I don't really have an expectation. I do have optimism. I do have hope. I want to see what happens. He's got the best outfit in the deck, too. The Fool doesn't really fit. The Fool is a card that doesn't really fit in the rest of the deck. He's a complete outlier. It's like he's totally marches to his own drum. Totally, totally marches to his own drum. He doesn't, you know, feel he has to fit in because it's all new to him. It's like he's just happy-go-lucky, kind of happy-go-lucky. Okay, Cancer. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 5, 6. Hmm. Hi, Joji. It's been a long time. Oh my God, Jeffrey, aka Ripe Color, aka the Shape of Light. I'm the shape of light. We're all the shape of light. We're all the shape of light. Really. All right. Okay. Starting on a new journey, following your heart, listening to your heart. And you know, utilizing the love and support that has always been with you for the past, right? Allowing yourself to like change your mind, not getting into a fight with yourself, but allowing yourself to say, I really want to do this now. I know I used to do this, but I really want to do this now. I feel like that's where the abundance is. I feel like that's where the fertility is. I feel like that's where the growth is. And I've got a really clear vision. You know, I know it's new, but I've got a really clear vision. And at the end of the day, I'm in charge. At the end of the day, I'm in charge of my destiny. I'm in charge of my thoughts. I'm in charge of my creativity. I'm in charge of the way I see the past. And I'm in charge of my emotion. And I'm going to utilize that and go to a new place I haven't really gone, a more innocent place. It's a really lovely, refreshing, revitalizing sort of energy. You know, it's a real revitalizing sort of energy. Maybe I'm going to use all these ideas that I have or ideas that I've heard and maybe something from the past that I haven't done in a long time. And I'm going to take hold of it. I've got the Emperor and the Empress. I have Mars and Venus here with me. I have Mars and Venus here with me. I'm really clear. I'm really clear. I'm going to throw you another card. Yeah, the old way doesn't work. I know that. The old way doesn't work. Like, I'm going to let the past go. I'm going to let the past go. I'm going to let the past go. It's a really nice reading. It feels really hopeful and open and different and I don't know, adventurous. It feels really good. It feels really good. The Fool, the Emperor, and the Empress. That's really nice. That's really nice. It's creative. Yeah, it feels really good. Really nice. Yeah, so I'm slowly moving on from ripe color. The thing is, you know, I pay for the email, and I use it. It's my primary email, so everything that I sign up for, like I automatically use Canva. I automatically go to whatever. It's all attached to that, so it's really weird. So I have to decide. And then this morning I made some sales on ripe color. It's like, well, I don't know. So I was like, you know what? Just do the video. Just do the video. Don't drive yourself crazy. All right. That was Cancer. Now we move into Leo at 1. Let's make it 113. Hi, Leo. I made too many numbers. Oh, 1, like that. Okay. Hi, Leo. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. This is your reading for the eclipse, Equinox eclipse. La 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 la. So it's really a 6-month reading because that's what's going on. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, that Sun says and Seascape because I know you're both Cancers. The Fool, as the opening card, it's a 0. And so because it's a 0, it encompasses all. It's a circle, it's the yin yang, it's the order and chaos all in one. It's like anything can happen. And that's the attitude of the Fool, because the Fool is an unborn soul. That's why it's an outlier card. The magician is incarnate on this earth. The magician shows up. It's like, here I am. I'm in this body. I'm in the reality of physicality. But the Fool is sometimes is a really good thing. Sometimes we get so in our head or so in our feeling. It's like, I'm just going to see what happens. I'm just going to see what happens. And then take it from there. The Fool lives in the moment. The Fool lives in the moment. And he allows his innocence to guide him. And then when you have the Emperor and the Empress there, You have Mars and Venus backing you up, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, showing up to back you up in unison. Very interesting. All right. The Sun. Oh, that's really great. This is the best card in the deck. I mean, I know there are other. The Empress is a really good card. Strength's a really good card. The Star is a really good card. Um, this is okay. The Sun is basically the radiance of spirit shining on you, the radiance of light shining on you, in joy, in hope, in fertility, in freedom, abundance, growth. Nice beginning, Leo. Nice beginning. So if you came in later and you didn't see your sign, I started with the collective. I'm going to have timestamps. And then I did a collective reading, and then I went Virgo, and I went all through the horoscope because it's Virgo season, and the eclipse is in Virgo, and it made sense. Okay, Leo. When you start with the Sun, if that's the overall energy of the reading, you're in good shape. All right. I'm going to make tomato sauce today. I make the best tomato sauce. I'm so lucky because you should see the tomatoes here. It's incredible. Well, all year, actually. But now it's like truly season. Wow. You have 3 aces. Wow. It's beautiful. Okay. Uh, the radiance is upon you. Choose wisely. Go into your heart. Go into that divine mother inside of you and let her nourish you and guide you through your heart. You are Leo, after all, you rule the heart, toward new intuition, new healing, new understanding, new ideas that manifest here on the earth plane, and then run with it. And then have that strategy and run with it. This is so, wow. This is such a beautiful, beautiful reading. So aces are all new beginnings, right? This one is the empath. The radiance is all over this reading of joy, of freedom, of creativity. And this one acts on it. He doesn't just sit, he acts on it. You know, uh, and it's interesting that I have all 4 suits here. Here are the 3 suits, and then the action is in the passion, is in the instinct. Wow. Now, this card a lot of times is misunderstood. So many, many times people understand this is a really beautiful reading, a really beautiful reading. Probably, I think the best of all 12. That people really misunderstand this card. I see a lot of readers talk about this. I'm not trying to diss other readers. I don't do that. I mean, I do in my head, but I would never, never do that. Never, 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 never. It's a 7. 7 is about confidence. 7 is about spirit. 7 is about like the wind of spirit behind you, guiding you, pushing you forward, like giving you that encouragement. That's what 7's about. It's a lucky number, blah, blah, blah. So here are all the choices that one has. So a lot of people are, oh, this is illusion to illusion. No, this is a 7. Confidence in your feeling, confidence in your emotion, but choose wisely. Because sometimes it's like, I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to do this and I want to do that. I'm going to do this now and I'm going to do that. But it's like, choose wisely, make your choice, grab hold of it, and then, receive it and then go after it and then take the action toward it. That's what this is about, right? And when I have this blessing the entire reading, and the empath is here, and the empath is here, right? This is the empath. She's like, she feels her way through things. She goes into her heart and into her emotion and lets that guide her. And you're a Leo, you're ruled at heart. And then I have it coming through in your heart, this new understanding in your heart, a new understanding in your head that manifests on the physical plane. And it's in that you take the action with all your passion to like make it happen. What a reading. What a reading. I have a Leo moon, so makes me happy. Also, Pluto just walked into Aquarius, which is like opposite Leo. So, and Pluto unearths, the gems so that they could be utilized. And Pluto is the deep earth. That's jewelry, honey. That's jewelry. You need a jeweler to make it even prettier, but it's jewelry. I really love jewelry. I really do. I never wear it because it's just uncomfortable. I wear bracelets, but rings, even this, sometimes it's like, oh, I can't wait to take this off. But rings, I mean, I love them, but it's just, I use my hands a lot and I'm not used to it. And whatever. But I think, stones and gemstones are just incredible. I really do have a tremendous appreciation for them. All right. Well, somebody is taking something up the stairs, that's for sure. Well, that is my take for the next 6 months. If you'd like a private reading, please be in touch. I have books available for purchase. I have meditations available for purchase. Please go visit my new site and tell me how pretty it looks. And press buttons, or go to my old site because they're both active at this point. And I have to really decide, because the thing is, there's so much tied up in that email. I don't really know what to do, honestly. I thought I knew what I was going to do, but I don't really know what to do anymore. And I'm just going to allow them to tell me what to do. That's what I'm going to do. Because I worked really hard on the website. I wrote all these blogs and this and that. And if I put it on the new one, it doesn't really pick up the blogs, and that way people find me. And it's whatever. It's a luxury problem at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's a luxury problem. It's not like I have a physical thing, or it's a luxury problem. Sometimes we make problems. I know, maybe one day. So, Jen, there's Tasco. Tasco is in Guerrero, and it's one of the silver towns. Thank you. Thank you, Joji. It's one of the silver towns, and it's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours from here. And I mean, I could go there, and I think I want to go to Guanajuato. That's an old silver mine too, but Guanajuato is in el estado de Guanajuato. So that's about 4 hours. The other one is in Guerrero, which is about 3 hours. But I have a friend who lives near Guanajuato, so maybe I'll go there. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to buy any jewelry, to tell you the truth. So, I have these bracelets, and That's enough for me. But I like to go see it. But what I like even better is stones. That's what I really like. Mm, that's what I really like. But, you know, I'm not going to walk around with jewelry, dude. Like, oh, look, the gringo is wearing an expensive ring. Not a good idea. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, Jen, that would be so fabulous. I can show you things in Mexico City there if you come here that are so amazing. What an incredible city this is. What an incredible, incredible city. Really incredible. Really incredible. It's so alive. It's so vibrant. There's so much to do. There's so much to see. I'm so happy here. I really am. I really am. And I want to travel around the rest of Mexico, but I don't. Um, I'm from New York. I need a big city. I need a big city, and there's a metro here. I mean, it's a mess, but it's here. It's 5 pesos. So if I can get to 2 hours away with 5 pesos. Love that. And I just joined Blah Car. So I have a friend in Querétaro. So if I take the bus to Querétaro, it's 500 pesos, right? And the bus is fine. The buses are really nice here, and they're safe, they're comfortable, they're clean. Um, but with blah, you go in with somebody in their car, and they happen to be going to that place, whatever, and it's 200 pesos. And I get to practice Spanish, and maybe I'll make a friend. You never know. I mean, you could also get a chatterbox, but it's 200 pesos. So for the price of going back and forth is less than the price of going one way. And it's an experience. I'm here for an experience. Oh my God. So the way up, it's all metal handrails or whatever, and somebody's bringing something up because it's klingby clangly. All right. Well, that's my story. If you want a reading, let me know. I have books available for purchase, and I'm going to be receiving more messages from the trees, and I'm going to start sharing them. I got messages from the trees, which is really very profound and very beautiful. All right. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thanks for joining me, and see you all soon. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. And I'm glad to see all of you and to, serve you. All right. Now I have to make decisions. First I have to eat. Blessings. Bye.